Hello, everyone. I'm not Sam Healy.
Hi, folks. I am Vernon Piper.
Well, here's what happened here in this situation. Sam is actually here.
What had happened was...
You just can't see him right now. This is actually Vernon's last time with us for the foreseeable future.
Yes, for a while.
He's moving to another country.
Alabama is another country.
That's what I was saying. Okay, anyway. So we'll see him at DiceTowerCon, maybe?
DiceTowerCon, hopefully, yes. The cruise, I will be there.
Oh, you're coming to the cruise?
Yes.
Because it is on the cruise. All right, well, for some reason, we're not sure who was half asleep when they posted the Kickstarter goal that I would learn to paint. So I'm learning to paint, but I didn't promise how long I would learn to paint.
That is true.
So for a few minutes before Sam and Vernon actually do real painting, I put on my best painting clothes.
That is a very nice painting smock.
White shirt is what
Yeah.
I heard is the best thing. My wife's like, is this the right thing to wear today? I was like, yeah. Oh, I'm painting. Oh, well.
Too late. The buttons are buttons.
So I see a bunch of brushes here. Now, if I remember correctly, I'm supposed to start from the outside and work in?
No. Do not touch any of those brushes.
This is the salad brush?
Yes. So actually, I put a brush
okay, I got
here.
some troll here.
Yes. So we're going to be painting the Schmetterling, according to what the actual rulebook says is his name from Arcadia Quest.
No, it's called Troll. It says right there, Troll.
Well, he's a minor villain. He's normally a major villain. I just picked one of the cards for the art. So that's what that's how I start off when I do any of my painting. I look for card art, or box art, or rulebook art, or somebody put a picture on the internet.
I already made this black.
Yes. So this was...
or Sam did, one of the two
it
of
was
us.
definitely you. Yeah,
so this was primed in black.
Why do I prime in black as opposed to...
the...
It's right there. Oh, there.
Nope. All right, so we primed him in black. There we go. And now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and...
Why black instead of white?
Here it comes.
No, I don't know, actually. That's an honest question.
So, honest answer, I didn't prime it.
Oh. Fair enough.
So if you do white, it's going to make the overall model a lighter color. And if you do black, it's going to make the shadows easier to have.
I will always do white in all my painting.
I tend to try to do the most color that is on the miniature. So if I had primed this, I would have primed it with the color you're going to be painting it now.
So you would have primed it in red. So you're saying priming in red is not a bad idea?
It is not if you want to cut down on time.
When I used to paint miniatures, I would spray paint a whole arm. Is that the way to do it?
You didn't see this Eldar army. I don't want you to make a comment here.
Okay. So we have our paint already on here. We have some water. This is not a wet palette. This is actually just a palette that I have plastic wrap over. I probably should have put plastic wrap over Tom. So basically what we're going to do is you're going to pick up the model, hold on to him.
Wait, I saw on the internet something where you can...
You can buy one of those. I actually have one in the car. I didn't bring it in because I'm going to show you what a normal layperson who's not going to go out and buy everything is going to have.
That would be me.
Or what you can do is you can get an old pill bottle and get some stick tack. You stick it on the bottom of the miniature, stick it on top of the pill bottle, and it stays.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's a cheaper, obviously, I mean,
I'm all about
there's a lot of pill bottles around. And that's actually what I started out using, but now I like to have a lot of control, so I just...
Well, I see all your paints over here. That's a lot of...
a few.
Wait, where am I? Oh, okay. Was it moved?
We good?
It was moved. All right.
All right. So before you dip your brush into the paint, you want to put a little bit of water on the brush. And then we're going to mix that water in with some of the paint, because you don't want to take paint straight off a palette or straight from a bottle, because they are very thick in terms of miniatures. So now what you're going to do is you've got a lot of paint on there, so you're going to want to just take a little bit of that off. Actually, you put a little bit too much water, that's okay. All right, so you want kind of the least amount of paint that you can put on this brush, because I mean it's not a big canvas that we're working on. So what I like to do is I like to start in the hardest to reach areas, and then you want to paint always from wet to wet. So you don't want to start from here and then start on his hand. because drying time for these paints does matter if you're trying for a full on even coat. Like kind of painting a wall. You don't want to start at the base of a wall and then start painting the top.
I always do all the edges.
Well, you could do that, but then the paint looks weird.
Oh. You're supposed to do that when you paint a wall.
Well, this isn't a wall. This
Oh,
is a
okay.
miniature.
Well,
So
does it matter if I paint on top of stuff that's going to be painted in the future? Like, I don't have to be careful about the last thing I paint?
You don't. So what I also like to do is I try to paint the lightest color available if I can, or I go to the extreme and paint the darkest color available and then lighten up from there. But I like to stay at the lightest color because obviously the darks are easier to paint over those light
I don't know if I'm
colors.
putting enough or too much paint on or what.
So you're putting enough, but you want to make sure, because like I said, you did wet it down, you want to make sure to spread it around. And so obviously his entire body is red. So we're going to be painting his entire body. You're going to try to avoid his little strip of cloth here and the strips of cloth on his wrists.
How do you know?
Flap.
How do you know when to put more paint on the brush? This is something I've never been very good at. I just keep going and then I'm like, I'm out, and then the next spot looks too.
How do you know? So basically, if you start getting semi-inconsistent streaks, it's time to put new paint on, and then you can actually paint over that area as well. So right now, actually, you've got a decent amount, and I can see that there's not a lot of paint on the brush, so you're going to want to put a little bit more. And actually, when you do it, so when you do put paint on a brush, you want to go at an angle and kind of just spin the brush, because it's helping working it into the bristles, and it's also creating a fine point on the end of the brush to help you get into those details. So, yep, wet to wet, so right under here. Yep,
I was seeing if his pecs were a different color.
No, no, his pecs are red. Yeah.
Because pecs are usually a different color on people.
I'm not. This isn't a person. This is a troll.
I think Schmetterling is probably troll in German. So I don't know if you have a German rule book that I looked through really quickly.
I really don't remember that this guy is called whatever that word is. You're
Schmetterling?
saying.
Maybe somebody on the internet knows why I found that name for him.
Well, maybe that's his name. Maybe this is a troll name.
Oh, Schmetterling?
Schweddy.
Yeah,
Right,
so
I feel like I'm running out of paint again.
Yep. So like I said, inconsistent
All right,
streaks.
so I go like this and twist at the same time.
Yep. And then you see you've created a point again on the brush, and you've got paint all over it. So you
His
can go
hair
ahead.
is a different color.
His hair
so
is,
again, I'm doing that later.
a
His hair is
dark
black,
black.
so I don't have to even paint it, right?
You don't have to. I would, only because I would paint it, give it some highlights. Yep. So you're gonna want some more paint.
This feels like it's more
Where-
black than red.
Well, that's because it was primed in black. So, like I said, it's going to be a darker, darker undertone. And the thing is we can go over it again, and that's not a problem to go up a color. But actually, what I'm having you do is I'm having you basically paint another base coat. Yep, you missed a little bit of a shoulder there. Another base coat on top of the primer. So the whole reason that you actually prime a miniature is to get this paint to ensure that it will adhere to the miniature, because the priming paints are a little bit different consistency than the actual paints that we're using now, and they help to adhere to the models better. So I actually have you starting with like one of the darkest reds that I have, and actually we're going to do a little bit of a lighter color on top of it.
Please tell me there's like 20 people watching.
58.
Oh.
And a Schmetterling is a butterfly, by the way.
Oh, well, we will call him Butterfly.
I think the butt part is right.
A Schmetterling is a butterfly. That's so weird. In the rule book for Arcadia Quest, if you look, his card art says Schmetterling.
Maybe he collects butterflies.
On the side, oh, somehow I managed to get it all over his sash there.
That's fine. We can fix that. So that's one of the things that I know that when people do paint miniatures, they get really worried about touching spots that they're not supposed to with the color, you're going to want some more paint. The colors that they're currently using, because they're like, oh, you know, I'm going to have to paint over it. The thing is if you use a thin enough coat of paints as they are, you're not going to have to worry about layering it up too much and having such a thick looking miniature. And I know adding the water to the paint, or you know, that is a huge thing for people that they forget, because they think, okay, well, this is miniature paint, squirt it, I have Army Painter, I'm good. No, you still have to add water to Army Painter. I think the only one I've never seen add water to was Reaper paints, and they're pretty well wet themselves.
So, if I went to Michael's, I shouldn't buy paint there?
Do not buy paints at Michael's. You can, however, I know that there are plenty of people
They sell hobby
out there.
paints there.
They are hobby paints, but if you notice that the section that they are in the section for model cars.
Right.
So that is at Michael's. However, Hobby Lobby, and I actually have a sticker on this one because I purchased it at Hobby Lobby, they sell Vallejo model color paint. And those are perfect consistency for doing miniatures such as these. The ones that they sell at Michael's are more testers, and those are strictly for those model cars and airplanes that they have.
What about for Robotech Gundam stuff?
You could use the testers as well, but I know that there are specific Japanese companies that actually create paint and markers for those Gundam models.
Tamiya?
Tamiya, yes. They do.
T-A-M-I-Y-A.
Yep, they do.
Man, as soon as it's dried, okay, so he looks kind of reddish. Okay, what do I need to do now?
So now,
do I miss anything?
I will go over your work.
I feel like I've been on the other end of this with like math and stuff.
I will touch this up.
I'll teach you quadratic equations right after this. All I didn't do his chin. I guess what disgusts me is how fast you just did all that.
Well, that's the thing is, so this paint actually dries, like you were saying, this dries fairly quickly. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to sit here and have it on the brush for a long period of time. Going along, obviously, when you're first starting out, like you were saying, it's fine. But you have to remember to keep, once you start getting those kind of dry streaks or inconsistent streaks while you're painting, you want to make sure to add some more to your brush. I guess it's all time. You know, I've been doing this for 4 years now, since I've been down here. And it just, no, I missed the back a little bit. We'll go get that.
You know, if I was painting this for myself, I would be like, this looks good, I'm cool.
In my defense, what we'd be able to do now, since I base coated it black, you could take that base color and do a lighter shade red and just dry brush over his skin, and you'd pretty much be done with the skin. And it would look good.
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I'm already looking at this like, two-toned. This is better than like all my miniatures in my games.
This is true.
If I get one more color, it is approved for Warhammer 40K Army.
Somebody actually asked what your Eldar army looked like. Would you like to describe it to them?
Well, since there's no proof, they look pretty awesome.
No, they did not look awesome.
They were red. I did a bright red, a blood red. Well, no, it wasn't blood red. It was whatever 40K sold, some sort of spray paint red.
Chaos
red,
okay,
that's
Chaos red. Yeah, that's what it was.
First of all, it was Chaos red. He spray painted.
Now what am I doing?
Where did you spray paint these
so make
miniatures?
sure you're holding just the base, and we're going to be doing just his club.
Just his club? All right.
So they were nice and bubbly and cracked and oxidized.
Oh, no.
No. Okay, first of all.
They were.
And then I would paint one thing on them. I used a lot of yellow.
Did you use brushes, or was this all?
No, it was with brushes. I only spray painted them at the beginning. I put them in a box and went outside and spray painted it, the whole army. And then I would bring them inside and I would paint, and then I would go to work and I would paint one thing and Laura would paint the rest, the same way I painted the first one. And I would paint all the guns metal, and I'd paint yellow on them, and that was 3 colors.
And why did you just do 3 colors?
Because that's all that you needed to do to be a tournament legal army. And that's how.
Disgusting brush. But what we're going to do is we're going to get the paint, and then we're going to kind of dry it off. So now what you're going to do is basically dust the red part of the miniature.
Like this?
Yep. Only the red part of the miniature.
You're so picky.
And don't be afraid to go a little bit heavy with the dusting, I should say, because what you're doing is you're bringing out the color of the model. And actually we can get a little bit, so I can tell that you actually need a little more paint on there, so we're going to put just a little more.
Huh.
There you go.
And wipe it out.
No, that should be good. It is Tom. All right, there we go. Yep. Yeah, and if you have to press a little bit hard to see the color, that's okay too. But basically what we're doing is we're giving it some kind of definition and highlights. And this is a very
And this is what I can do to a model if I just want to. I can do this to the whole model, right? This is if I want to do a quick and dirty and make them just look better than gray.
Better? Well, no, you don't want to do a dry brush. Well, if you're
No,
saying,
if I base it first.
if you base it with the basic color, like I said, red, and then you go ahead and you take a one or two lighter shades above that, yes. I mean it's a perfectly acceptable way to not have dirty gray miniatures.
This already looks amazing. I feel like I got A+.
So dusting wise, you must be not a very good duster. I won't ask your wife.
No, I am an excellent duster. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I used to dust banks and fingerprints.
Is that a board game?
The duster. The duster.
So
Right now, I'm thinking about this, so I feel like whatever Vernon does counts as me doing it.
Nope.
all right, so there.
All right, I got only a few more minutes, folks, and we'll switch to Sam.
People are saying that there's a robotic audio going on again. Kenny.
That means we're getting audio from something else.
All right. So that's that. So now what we're going to do is we're
It
going
says
to...
it's back when they go to that camera.
What am I doing now? What is this?
So this one here. So basically the whole reason I asked you to we didn't go to the lighter shade to do over this was because I figured that we were going to get a little bit of this red while doing the dry brushing on top of this, his sash and his backpack. So it's this light brown paint here.
All right, what is this for a sash?
Yep, and his backpack.
Oh. For some reason, his sash in his backpack has red on it already. Well, but I might have got some on his back now.
Well, that's okay. So you
I just feel like if I did that, I'd be constantly painting and repainting. Like, all right, now I got a little bit in there. I'll fix that. Oh, wait, now I got some on the other thing.
Well, if you start, like I said, so we started with a darker color. Oh, it's right here.
Oh. I wonder why that wasn't picking up any paint.
So we started with a darker color, and now we're using the lighter shade. You're going to be able to cover that lighter shade that you've gone over where you wanted to paint with the darker color so much easier if you had swapped it around. If we had done all these lighter colors first and then got the dark color on top of that, you would be sitting there a couple coats of paint trying to cover that possibly. And actually here, we're going to swap. I'm going to swap the brushes and give you a little bit better. Nope, remember.
Well, I thought it already was wet.
Water first.
I have to go and
Not do this?
do some boring accounting stuff.
I'm sure Sam would let you paint the rest of his miniatures.
Sam likes to paint. He does paint. He paints like every day. A little bit. Now this bugs me, okay? So this looks like nastiness.
So what's going to happen is we're going to have to wait until it dries. It's because of the dark undercoat. Remember I said we want to do...
Why does he keep coming back to that?
No, I mean it's
The
like
lines?
yeah, the lines are not matching.
So let's do this here. And all that does is you just need another coat on top of it to cover that black.
Okay, so after this, if we were continuing, I would paint the bones in his backpack white. I don't know why he's carrying bones around. We paint his teeth white.
Yes.
And now the stuff that's black, would you just leave it like that?
You could definitely, if this was one of your first time, painting. I mean, there's no reason to go over it. The only other thing I would do would be to get into his eyes and paint his eyes, because actually, I mean, it's super simple to get in there. Actually, so every time you want to paint eyes, you never want to use white.
I would just use a dot.
Well, that's the thing.
Can I use a marker and just go boop?
These models from Cool Mini or not are excellent. They actually have dots in their eyes for the pupils.
You know, they're not paying for us to sponsor this. You don't need to lie.
I'm not. So if I just go over.
Oh wow, the dot light comes out.
Yeah. So I actually just paint over the whole thing, and then
why did you say not use white?
So if you look at your own eyes in a mirror, they are not true white. They are cream. So you never want to use true white for a model's eyes.
I'm actually going to go look in the mirror when we're done here because I never thought of that.
Yes.
My eyes are blue anyway, not white.
Well, your pupils are white.
This guy has green eyes.
And see, I got a little bit.
So you use, but on the teeth you use white?
On the teeth I would use white, yes.
Okay, but here's my thing. My teeth aren't white. Why would this troll who lives out in the forest and is chewing on things have white teeth? Shouldn't his teeth be yellow and decayed?
Well, you could definitely do that if you'd like.
No, I do white because I'm Hollywood. All right, now, when painting a model, I have a couple questions. I'll get out so Sam come in. When I'm painting, can you just paint the whole thing at one time, or you do need to set them aside and let them dry?
So if you notice what we were doing earlier, I said we were going to wait on, well actually, you painted his skin, and then I had you paint his club. The reason for that was by the time it took you to finish painting the club, and I'm not saying you went slow,
but
the skin dried.
Well, also live in Florida, stuff dries fast.
Yeah, so the skin dried, so then we were able to go back and dry brush that. So, well, actually, I had you paint all
when
three
you're
of these
painting
things.
multiple models of the same, do you just go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 of all the things?
If I paint multiple models of the same, like say I had 5 of this guy, I would paint all of his skin. I would paint all of the skin, all of the skin, all of the skin, all of the skin. And then I would come back to this first one. I would paint his loincloth and his club. I would paint the next one's loincloth and the club. I would basically make a conveyor belt out of the miniatures.
I gotta say, all joking aside, and I know I'm not a good painter, I know it's not a great job, but I would actually be really satisfied with this in a game. I'd be like, wow, that's not so bad, it's better than gray.
Yeah.
It is better than gray.
And this was, it was going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we could actually use the color for the eyes and the bones.
Sure.
6 being white, and you'd be done. So 6 different colors to paint this one model.
I'm very impressed. All right, well, Sam needs to get in here because they have a game that they're doing today at 2 o'clock?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. So, all right, thank you, sir.
Cool
Thank you.
beans.
Thanks for watching. Now we'll let Sam take over.
Not that I'm not doing much anyway. Let's put that there. All right. So for the rest of, I'm gonna have to do some gymnastics here.
Oh, you can come around this. Yeah, I'd come around that way.
I'll go around the other way. Behind.
I'm free! Recess!
School's out. Crossing in front. Crossing over. Oh. Alrighty. So, welcome to what we had originally planned to do today. We are going to be continuing our Song of Ice and Fire. So, what are you doing for Song of Ice and Fire? Stop finishing the troll.
I can't. It's It's unfinished and it's going to bother me. So actually today I am going to be doing the House of Clegane's Mountains Men.
Okay.
And basically just trying to figure out what I can do before time runs out.
I am going to be doing Caitlin Stark, Sansa Stark, and we're also going to try to do Grey Wind as well. Grey Wind should be a pretty simple, probably a couple of dry brushes really. He's got I base coated him black on purpose. And I think we're going to do just a couple of different things here. As you can see, his artwork is pretty simple. He's pretty dark. He just has some gray highlights and some white highlights in there, and I think we'll be good.
And we'll put my artwork right here.
And then both Sansa and Caitlin are pretty much the same either. As far as, I think we're going to be using the what was it? That gray color that I had. Yeah, this one, or the
Wolf Gray.
Wolf Gray. I'll be using that for Sansa, for her dress. And then with Caitlin, Vernon's going to have me mix some metal medium with some white to give that shimmering silver look from her dress. And then just a Formula P3 Great Coat Gray for her cloak.
Her coat.
Yep. So that's what we're gonna be doing. You can go ahead and keep the questions coming. I'll look over and check them every once in a while. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started with Grey Wind first. So, because it looks like he'll be the most simple thing. Yeah. Alrighty. So, let's see.
I'm actually gonna move this so I don't get water on it.
I'm gonna get some. Ash gray is a little bit too light. Uniform gray, I think, will be a good way to start with the dry brushing on this. You're doing the Mountain Men?
The Mountain Men.
Yeah.
They are very mountainous. Yeah, they have a fairly simple color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have much to their armor, so... I mean, much to their other clothes other than their armor. And their armor is just, for me, I have where is it? It's called Dark Gray Wash that I'm going to use over their armor, and it basically just colors in all the shading parts. I'm kind of cheap with that.
All right.
This is different than watching someone else paint, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Well, attempt to paint. Because I'm pretty sure you remember that old SNL skit with the computer guy where he's like, move! That's the entire time Tom was painting.
Let me do it.
Oh, just not that. Oh, I'll fix it in post.
That's funny. All right, this is just a pretty simple dry brush here. I don't want to get into all of the recesses because I want that darker base coat to provide the shadowing effects that I want in it. So, but I am being pretty liberal here because I do want, you know, that gray color, that grayish color to pop out as well. So
here, it looks awesome. Does he have bones underneath him?
No, I think that's just rocks.
It's welcome to the rock.
So
I wonder if that dog knows Nicolas Cage.
What's that?
I said, I wonder if the dog has seen Nicolas Cage, or the wolf, I should say, right?
The wolf, yes.
The wolf, yeah.
All right, so that's pretty much it for the gray dry brush, I think. Maybe a little bit more here and there, but that looks like my hand is still getting in the way. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that, but
I was gonna say I don't care, but my hand is not in the way,
yeah.
which I'm actually surprised because last time it really was.
Yeah, mine always is. I don't know what it is. It's the last thing I think about. Let's see. What's the best games you guys have played recently? That's from Kabuki.
I don't even know what game I played recently. I guess I had a rousing game of Kemet the other night. It came down to 1 point.
1 point, really?
At the end, yeah. I had 9. Winner had 10. 1 point. Because I had used up all my moves and I could not be in 2 places at once to stop him from gaining the bonus from holding 2 temples.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just almost there.
I don't know. Should I use some ash gray to? I think I will.
I had a really good game of 51st State too. Actually, that came down to I won by 1 point.
Well, there you go. Retribution.
Yeah. I win! I win! This guy has. Oh, he is old. He has white hair.
All right, now we're just going to use a little bit of
So they made this
ash gray to provide another coat, I guess you could say, of white. Maybe highlight some of these just a little bit further. It's not going to really do a whole lot because I didn't put a whole lot of stuff on there, but this is a really light dusting. Oops. Because I don't want a whole lot of this color on there.
You must be really good at dusting at home. People are gonna see this after the fact, and they're gonna be like, "Wait, Tom painted and we missed it."
Yeah.
Tom attempted to paint and you missed it. He did pretty well though. I mean,
No, he didn't do bad.
No, that is a good. Like you said, that's a. If that's where somebody was going to leave it off, I mean, obviously I would still do the teeth. But if that was somebody who was going to leave it off, I mean, there's no complaints.
Right.
That's a decent looking schmetterling.
Schmetterling.
It's a decent looking butterfly.
It's a pretty ugly butterfly. All right, now let's see here. Oh, butt nugget. You got a white I can use? Thank you.
I don't know if I have white and all. Actually, don't use that one. Use that one.
Why? White sands?
Yeah.
You sure?
Positive.
Yeah, that is a little. That's not a straight white.
Yeah.
Now this is still going to be a dry brush, I think, but we're only going to hit parts of the model because, as you can see there, it's pretty dark throughout here, but it's got some highlight here. He also has some highlights along the ridge and on his forehead as well. So we'll hit the middle of his back. We'll try to blend it though because you don't want it to be too stark. See what I did?
Oh.
There? Oh.
No, it was bad.
Yeah,
you should feel bad.
That was not good.
The most this guy's got is leather. Like I base coated these guys all in silver.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the most color on this model, and I am lazy. I just didn't want to paint all that silver. But yeah, he has a lot of leather on him, so that's what I'm trying to get into. Get all this leather. And he's got bags in his back. Well, pouches. Oh, these are bags, I guess. Or canteens. I'm not really sure. I am not a mountain man. I mean, I can camp with the best of them. Oh, that was close. pretty good.
All right. Well,
There's dead air, and I'm sorry.
no, it's okay.
I was concentrating. I think my
Yeah,
hands
that's
in
the
the way,
thing.
but like there we go. As you can see, that's. I mean, he has all that dark stuff that you guys can see. Let's see. Can I move it closer? Oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah. So I did all that on his back. Got the little straps by his thighs, and then did the leather on his front, his belts. I'm actually going to do, before I forget, I'm going to do his hilt of his sword. And I mean, he looks pretty bad already, because he's got his pouches now.
What do you think?
Oh, nice.
I think he looks good.
This one here needs some hot water. You guys have a microwave, right?
Hmm?
Microwave?
Yeah. What'd you just do?
I snapped him back into place.
All right. I think
Snap up,
that's-
soldier.
What do you think? Should I worry about his eyes? Asking the wrong person.
I was going to say yellow.
Yellow eyes?
Yeah.
All right.
What does the internet say? Yellow or red? That is.
Red? He's not a bad guy.
Yeah, but he's a wolf.
A what?
A wolf.
That's what wolves say.
What? They have.
Wolves say woof. They
Wolf.
don't. They aren't wolves.
They're wolves.
There is an L in that word. You realize that,
It's a
right?
wolf.
Wolf.
It's a wolf.
Yes. That.
Yeah, wolf.
Yes. That.
Who's in first?
Geislinger is here. We just watched that the other day. I showed it to us. Nicholas Palmer says hello.
Hola.
What red paint did you use on the Lannisters? He says he has dragon red from AP, but it doesn't cover very well.
No, it does not. I used deep red from scale 75.
Ew. All right. What do you think? This yellow?
Which color did he use? He used dragon red?
Yeah.
And that didn't cover? Tell him to use chaotic. Use chaotic red. I know it's probably darker than you want, but then you can go back and do highlighting. So that is I never really liked the dragon red. That was a very, very bright red from Army Painter. So I would always use the chaotic red and then just lighten up from that, actually. I don't know if that's a option for you.
It's too big. I suck at this.
What did they say? They said something.
What do you think? Too big?
Too big. So what you wanted to do is actually, I might be able to. If you want, I can try to fix it. And
I'm gonna fix it. You're not my teacher. You're not the boss of me.
All right. So I would have put black in the recesses first.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Put black around.
Yes.
That's what I was going to do to fix it. I was going
Actually, you know what I could do? I could use some of this dark gray that's here.
That might work as well.
I think I will try that first since it's here and it's already out. Stop watching me.
No, I'm watching the chat, but I'll let you finish your tediousness.
Tediousness is correct.
Yeah, I had to put my mail on hold yesterday,
Yeah, that's always fun.
and I'm supposed to have a Kickstarter coming in.
Oh, snap, that sucks.
Yeah. I'm like, because it's one that's been like banding around the shipping ports,
Yeah.
and it finally got here, and I am nowhere to be receiving it. I did get Village Attacks though.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and I gave it promptly to Vernon for his birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, he was very.
He was very excited. Probably.
Yes, he was. Yeah, his entire bed was covered in Village Attacks.
Yeah.
He was so happy, and then he wanted me to paint it. Yes, better. But
What?
above the eyelids, I would do black to give it the definition.
Sure. I have to do the nose anyway,
Ah, okay.
and the bridge of his
Snout. Before somebody said,
Let's see here.
Scroll up a little bit.
Yellow is good for the eyes. Red may look nice too.
No, right after Robert.
Right after what?
Up. Oh wow, actually, up. Man, there's a lot of talking.
That's all that was. Robert said hello, and then blah blah blah. Yellow is good for the eyes. Red would look nice too. Are there any reasonable companies or such that you know that do painting of miniatures for a fair price?
Not that I know of. Obviously I've never done any research into that.
Thought you had.
I mean, I paint for a reasonable price,
Right.
but I've never looked into somebody else doing it for me for a reasonable price.
No, I see.
I am very cheap, only because I don't like I never like the end result. But I don't know if I will be starting that up for a while, because I am currently homeless.
You are not homeless. You're staying in billeting, aren't you?
I will be staying in a hotel tonight, but I'm technically homeless. I have no home. But yeah, so I'll be getting a hotel tonight up in Tampa.
It's not bad. I think that's good enough for his nose.
Does he have a big stripe like that?
Hmm?
A big stripe like that?
Yeah, he's got a stripe down the ridge.
Oh, I thought that was Shadow.
It is. Shut up.
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say anything.
I like it, so you be quiet. All right. Probably also.
Yeah, I figured yellow for the eyes would be the best. Are you putting the pupils in?
I'm trying, but this brush is not helping very much.
Use this one if you want.
Not doing that anymore.
I'm probably like completely covering up the model with my head because I was paying way too much attention to what I was doing. I apologize.
This is why I don't do eyes, people.
It is a superb talent that I only attempt after a third or fourth to hold the brush properly. Because I usually drink too much coffee during the day. That's why I normally wear that shirt. It says I drink and I paint things. Which apparently I wore the last 2 times, and I was told that I should not wear that shirt again. The last 2 times I was on live, I apparently wore the same or similar shirt, so I was asked to change my shirt, so I did that.
Cool.
Made sure I wore something else. I do have different clothes. I don't have many now, because they're all currently being shipped to Alabama. I am living out of a
Suitcase?
giant suitcase, yeah. Which most of that space is taken up by my two sets of uniforms, and then my dress uniform case that I have my blues in.
All right, now I need a wee bit of red for its tongue.
There we go. Now I need, and I think I packed it. Nope, I didn't. Is this pink? No, this is basic fish. That's no bueno. Oh. Let's use this one. Got me some tanned flesh. Tanned flesh from Army Painter. Oh, oh. Logo out.
What did you say?
I said logo out.
Logo out.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of that white sands for his teeth. Just a smidge, though.
I need a new brush. What is this? I need a 2.0 brush. I don't think I have any more. Oh, wait, is this a 2.0? It is. I'll use this one, I think. So I had posted, my shelfie on the Dice Tower page, and somebody would.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, everybody was sad. That is a sad shelfie. And I think I'm gonna end up having to buy another one.
Why?
I've always needed another one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I had too many games. Well, I can't say that. I didn't have too many games. I had games that didn't have room, I guess. Didn't have space. Plus, I'm sure I could probably find a bigger place up in Alabama than I could here.
I don't know. That's about all I'm gonna do. What do you think?
He looks angry.
He's angry. I'm gonna touch him.
Don't boop the dog. Don't boop the wolf.
So that is him. Now we're gonna do the rock beneath him, which is going to be kind of difficult to make him look different than the rest of the doggy.
I would just do a super dark gray if I were you.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I might have one if you don't, unless you want to just mix your black.
Let's use gunmetal.
What?
Oh, you just got.
Yeah, I accidentally, because I was looking for a dark gray like you were. Another gunmetal.
Yeah.
Oh, here.
Lead belcher. Dark gray.
Kind of on the nose with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed when I went to Hobby Lobby the last time, they had a little bit more Vallejo colors, but in the boxes.
Yeah.
But the box sets were for like World War II aircraft and tank Panzer sets. So if you're looking for the other Vallejo sets, Amazon was the best way that I found to find them and buy them. Just if anybody's wondering where you buy Vallejo paints other than Hobby Lobby. And Scale 75 I got directly from their website because they had a decent sale. They always have decent sales.
Who, Scale 75?
Yeah. I think these were like buy one, get one 50% off or something like that. I forget what the sale was.
The packages?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, although I would not have bought as many as I did. Not that I'm cheap, it's just I have
Frugal.
a lot of paint as it is, and I've been trying now to justify my paint purchases, and this helped me justify it.
All right. Come around the end. So.
End of what? Episode?
No. Coming around the end here.
Don't scare me like that.
Of the rock.
Welcome to the rock.
Alrighty. Yeah, this is a good color because it's still going to be nice and dark for that rocky terrain, but it's providing differentiation from the wolf.
The wolf?
Wolf.
That's what I said.
No, it's not. I'm still covering up everything that I do. It's funny. So I keep forgetting.
You're a secret painter.
I am. We even don't need to cover all of this rock either, because we can use some of that black undercoat that I put on it for shadows. But
boom! Look at that guy. Here's Santa Claus with the sword. He's coming to fight Krampus.
Santa with the sword.
You want to fight Krampus?
Let's see here.
And in case anybody's wondering, this is the off-white that I gave Sam earlier, the white sands from scale 75. It's not a full-on white.
The wolf among us. The wolf of Wall Street.
Hey!
Team Wolf. The Wolf Man. American Werewolf in London.
Y'all got jokes.
Kabuki asks, so what game was it that is coming up in an hour? That is going to be, it's actually scheduled at 3 o'clock, which I need to make sure. Okay, it's only 2. We're good. It is the new Warhammer Underworld's Night Vault, the season 2 basically of Shadespire.
Ooh.
So we're going to do that. And
Shouldn't give me that to paint.
nah,
I would at least had a painted army before we paid.
nah. I ain't worried about all that. Okay, I'm going to use this black to touch up the base around the rock. So that I don't have to worry about it anymore. Alrighty. Got that colored in. Alright, cool. Next, let's see. Do some ash gray highlights. Then they'll be done.
the one I fixed earlier? Or is this a different one? No, this is a different one. No, this is the same one. Alright, I need to do some more touch-ups on these faces now that I jacked them up with the beard.
You jacked him.
I did a little bit too much on the cheeks, I think.
Yeah.
And now I can actually see where the nose is compared to the beard, so it kind of helped out.
Yeah. I think I'm actually going to put some green on this rock.
Oh. Why don't we put yellow?
No.
Yellow and red.
Yeah, I'm going to have to because now that I put that highlight, it
Oh, yeah. It
went back to looking like the wolf again.
Well, I mean, a nice dark and then a nice dry brush on that.
Yep. Dark and then a lighter green on top of it, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have a mossy look.
Oh, that was too much.
Oh, yeah, that one's a little watery, sorry.
No, it's no problem.
Just paint the eyes again. Let's try green eyes. No, let's try blue eyes. No. No, this is getting kind of thick. He's gonna have bug eyes.
Yeah, he's got.
Like a snail.
His eyes are pretty bulgy there, guy.
Wait a minute, are you feeling all right? Yeah, I definitely feel better about touching up their beards. Or touching up their skin after hitting the beard. I feel like there was too many dark spots. And then it was just accentuated by the white beard, so it was like, oh, where's that side of your face? I lost it in a battle. Looking like the Mountains brothers trying to hide out in it amongst his men.
Okay, doggy. Light green. Warpstone glow. Oh. Oh, I love it when that happens.
At least you're not wearing a vest and white shirt.
Yeah.
That would have been bad.
Okay.
That's why this guy looks weird. I forgot his mustache. I'm sitting here wondering why this one looks so bad compared to the other ones. He had no mustache.
What do you think? Another shade of green in there somewhere?
No, that looks good.
Like it?
Yeah. Looks like
I think it's good.
Looks like he's on a forest rock.
Well, Kenny took my camera away, otherwise I'd show you.
He's tired of you putting your hands in the way. He's like,
I
you
know,
don't
right?
get a camera.
No, you don't get to do a camera anymore. Big dummy. Alright, yeah, that's good.
Alright, I need black.
That's good. Alright.
You said you had black? I'm gonna borrow a little bit.
Yeah, there's only a little bit in there.
I might have a black. Let me look.
Well, I mean, you can use it, don't I'm not, that's not what I'm saying.
I don't want to use all your black on you. Actually, look at that. I got one that's still got the seal on it.
All right, so Gray Wind is done. Let's see.
This will make me happy. Any good questions or no? They're just talking amongst themselves.
No, yeah, they're just pretty much talking. Yeah, that's pretty much done. Not bad, not bad. Easy peasy. All right. Can you show that? Ooh. You zoom in a little bit? Maybe a little bit more. There you go. So that's what Gray Wind is like after he is finito. Like so. That's just a black undercoat with a bunch of grays and off-whites and stuff like that, and then his mouth there, a little bit of red for the tongue, white around the edges for the teeth, yellow eyes. So, yep, he's pretty much done. Okay, so we'll set him off now. Let's see here. Let's do Caitlin Stark. So let's get that metal medium.
We got time?
And yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we won't take very long to set up for Shadespire. Or I'm sorry, Night Vault. Where's that off-white that you were using? That you had me use to begin with? There we go. So I'm going to use that and a little bit of metal medium to for her dress.
Yeah, I would do a 2 to 1.
2 of this to 1 of that, or 2 of this to 1 of this?
2 of that to 1 of this metal medium.
Okay. I like that.
Yep.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Alright. Let's go ahead and use this one. Need to add some water to it too, though, don't I?
Always.
Mix that around. And pull it out. Alright. Well, let's see here. Yeah, it's going to take a bunch of coats of this. White on black, not the best way to cover. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't look at the artwork before you base coat the miniature. Yeah, this is going to take like 15,000 coats probably. That's an exaggeration, but that's what it's going to feel like.
At least you can imply liberal. I mean, it's white, so.
Yeah.
You're not restricted by too much.
Well, I'm trying not to make it look streaky right now.
Streaky deaky. You know who this looks like?
Huh?
Yeah. It's Berkey.
Yeah, it is Berkey, isn't it? That's funny.
He got his own model in Song of Fire and Ice.
Didn't even know it.
Let's see. I had to figure out which one I want to use.
Oh man, this looks horrible. Looks like a bad stormtrooper.
You might want to just wait on her and airbrush her white.
No.
You do have an airbrush.
I know. I mean, her dress does have a texture to it, so as long as it doesn't look streaky and gloppy, the texture will come through, and I'm okay with that.
It was molded onto the model. I didn't even notice.
Huh?
It was molded on the model?
What do you mean?
The texture?
No.
Oh. They didn't go that fancy with the model.
No.
I thought they had. I thought that would have been cool.
Yeah, see, this second coat is looking a little bit better. So I'm okay with it. And the black undercoat will help provide some of the streaks and shadows that are going to be inherently in a dress like this anyway.
If you say so.
You know it's true. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, 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 it's magic. No, I'm over here and the camera's over there.
I have no idea where my camera is anymore.
I'll move back.
I see where it is now, but it's like, you know, it's out of focus. And
Yeah.
so, whatevs.
I'm going back over the chainmail that when I had airbrushed these, I got red on them. And then all I'm going to do is just darken them up and leave the other chainmail, well, the other armor pieces the same color, and be done with those armors. Kenny heard you talking smack.
Huh? Yeah, he heard me talking smack. He heard me. He heard me. It's all right. I wonder if I did that on purpose.
Oh.
Oh, dang, too much water.
I moved over to where my camera was, I'm just saying. A real painter just adapts and overcomes.
Ooh, real painters. Me, me, me.
Look at me being Leonardo DiCaprio. Painting the Sistine Wall.
Well, this is becoming.
Have you ever seen the show Supernatural?
Yeah.
I did. The joke that always gets me is Sam and Dean named at me one of the prophets, and he's like, and they're like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Donatello." And Dean goes, "You're named after the Ninja Turtle?"
That's pretty funny.
Oh, it kills me.
Yeah. I think I might have saved it from having to do a dry brush. It was looking bad, but now it's looking good.
So bad. So bad. So bad. So bad. All right. think I missed on. Nope. Pretty well got that. I got this one. Nope, I missed that one. That's the nice thing about going to conveyor belt model. You're like, oh, look at this spot here. Oh wait, I missed that on all the other 5 models I did. Let's go back and do that. That piece. I forgot that. I missed the buckles on all the rest of these guys.
Oh, jeez.
But I got it on the last one. So it made it look like I knew what I was doing. I just have to go back now and do it on these.
I think that's good for her dress. Anything more would be too much. All right.
Let's see your Christian Dior. Ooh.
It's not done yet. Don't judge. It looked a lot worse.
Mm-hmm. You might, if you once that dries, just take a small, thin coat of the metallic medium and go over it.
Yeah.
Like a real thin one, and then I think she'd be Gucci.
Yeah. All right. Now, for her cloak.
I thought his leather was annoying, but it's also his buckles everywhere. I don't know if anybody actually saw me dig that dry paint or dig the wet paint out of that dry spot of paint, but I did just do that. Don't waste paint. I try not to anyways. Perfectly good wet paint underneath that big dollop of dryness.
I do that all the time.
That's how I ruin my brushes. I did it again. I'm good.
Why in the world do I have Frosty the Snowman going through my head?
That song popped in my head and I started humming it. I don't know. I think I heard it last night or something, maybe. It was stuck in my head.
Yeah, her cloak is a little bit easy here, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm sure with
Not
compared to her
difficult
dress.
at all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I thought you had said they had worked that design. I mean, sometimes that's a little bit easier if the models are like that, where oh hey, look, I have the design in the dress already.
Yeah.
It makes the painting a lot easier. Like obviously, like for his.
Alrighty. Not bad, not bad.
All right, all right, all right.
Thank you, Matthew. Alright, alright, alright.
Oh, look at that. I don't know if anybody's seen that. Can you see that? Watch. I'm sure you subscribe to this method too.
What's that?
Huh?
What's that?
Like this?
Hold on. Yep, just wipe it off.
Well, now then I got the recesses. That's all I was looking for.
Yep. That's all that's needed.
Yeah, you don't want the whole thing to be super dark. I just wanted the recesses.
Alright, now I gotta get in here.
House.
I'm sure this is not getting on the camera at all, but that's
House
all
with the
right.
Clock on its walls is out in theaters. Everyone go see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's any good, but I'm taking the kids to go see it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I promised them when we had seen the trailer for it that I would take them, so I'm excited to be able to take them to one last movie before I head out. Well, one last movie here before I head out.
Yeah.
Because I will take them to movies when I get to see them when they come up and visit Dad.
That's cool.
I just know I'm going to end up having a backlog of movies to take them to or watch at the house.
Yeah.
Which, like, the last movie we saw for their summer break, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they loved that one. They were not happy with the end. At all.
I don't think anybody was happy.
No, yeah, that is true. Yeah, they were quite upset.
All right.
You've seen the trailer for...
She has red hair, it looks like. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if Catelyn does. Sansa does.
I know Sansa does. Well, this is definitely an auburn.
Excuse
Brownish.
me?
Brownish.
Roll Tide.
Huh? What?
Roll Tide.
What about it?
I don't know. That's what I
Why
have to
did you
say now.
that?
That's what I have to say now.
Oh, because I said auburn?
Yeah.
That's definitely a brownish red. It's not as vibrant as Sansa's is, but...
I might have your color. I don't think I do. I lied. Unless you wanted to go with a brown and then a red wash, because I have that. Like a dark brown and then a red wash. Up to you.
Okay. Let's see, what we got? 2:23. We're going to be having to shut down here in about 7 minutes, folks, so we can get ready for our 3 o'clock game.
Swap over.
So I didn't get to Sansa, and I didn't really even finish Caitlyn either, so...
Catelyn. It's Catelyn Stark.
It says Caitlyn right here. It's C-A-T-E-L-Y-N.
According to the TV show, it's Catelyn.
Well, you know, this isn't Game of Thrones. This
Just
is
like
Song
that's
of Ice and
just
Fire.
like this is a wolf.
This is a wolf. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, it's a wolf.
It's a wolf.
You don't know who Catelyn Zeta-Jones is?
Oh, wow. Let's see. Let's do... what do we got here for any statements or comments here? No, they're just kind of talking about the Elephant Man.
What? The
American Horror Story.
I haven't seen the new season. I went to the haunted house last year at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
It was okay.
What, American Horror Story?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the series. I liked season 1. I did. And then I fell off. I watched Coven, I think it was, and then the most recent one. I just wanted to see because I knew it was getting all political and stuff, and I just thought that kind of stuff is funny to me.
I haven't watched any of that.
You're not missing much. Latest thing I watched was it's called a show called Atypical on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Maniac. I watched Maniac too. That was really good. That's on Netflix as well. But Atypical, I binged the second season. It was that good. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes a night. Bad. I mean, it's the big ad.
Okay, and I think do a little bit of this ash gray around the red rim of her jacket.
You know, I think a skill that I have learned in the 4 years that I've been painting.
What's that?
So, earlier I painted these, right? These, I don't know what they're called, the thighs.
Sure.
And I mixed colors
Yeah.
to get it. And I just mixed it again. Because I missed some spots. But I mixed it identically to what I had before.
Well, that's cool. I guess that is kind of a good skill to have if you're going to be painting.
Yeah, and I mean, not working with a wet palette, it helps immensely. Because then you're not like, all right, back to the drawing board.
I was just watching Warhammer TV the other day, and it was an older episode. It wasn't something that was new, but they were talking about basic color theory, where you have to kind of just think about the different colors and what color you want it to look like and what colors you have to kind of mix to get to that point. So that's cool.
Duncan?
Yep.
Duncan's awesome.
Yes, he is.
Like Sam. Tom was sitting there.
Think about that? A little ridge.
Oh, I like you.
Okay.
Tom was talking about how fast I was going, and show him a video of Duncan painting something.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's crazy.
Yeah, he is.
Like I watch him and I'm like, well, that's gonna take me half an hour.
Yeah, no, I've tried to replicate some of the stuff he does. It's like, nope.
He's like, oh, and all you do is do this, and it's like, I tried that. My model's on fire now, and I don't. I'm not sure what happened, where I messed up exactly, but my model is currently on fire.
And it's your fault.
Yeah, all I did was add 3 colors. I don't know what happened.
There we go, a little bit of touch up. So that's kind of what Caitlin's looking like right now, or Catlin, or whatever you want to call her. She's coming along, but she's a little bit more difficult than I was thinking.
Come along, Captain.
Let's see. Yep, it's time to sign off. So we're going to have to get on out of here in just a few moments, as soon as Kenny can come back and help us get signed out. But that is not a bad day's work, I think.
It is not.
Or a bad hour's work, rather. But that is about it. Hopefully that they will hear us coming back in. And there we go. And we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. No tide, only go dogs. Nicholas Palmer, you are no longer welcome on our live streams. I'm just kidding. Don't think that. It's just a joke. Roll Tide. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and make sure everybody sees that and type in Roll Tide. All right. Well, that's about it. We're going to continue tearing down here so that we can get ready for Warhammer Underworld's Night Vault. That's coming up next in about half an hour. So come on back and join us. Vernon and I will be going at it head to head and having some fun. So we'll see you there. Thanks for joining us. Hope you learned something. I'm Sam.
I'm Vernon.
And we'll talk to you on the flip side.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool Stuff in stock. Check them out at coolstuffinc.com.